The Hunchback of Notre Dame, Chapter 3. Almost hanged. Without 1 cent and with no place to go, Gringoire followed Esmeralda. She was so very pretty. Besides, he had nothing else to do. It was late, and he was tired. He was hungry, but he had no money to buy supper. Esmeralda walked fast. Her pet goat ran beside her. She looked back and saw Gringoire. She wasn't afraid of him, but she didn't stop to talk to him. Gringoire had never walked this way before. He wasn't sure where he was. In the dark of night, he lost sight of Esmeralda as she turned a corner. He walked a little faster to catch up to her when suddenly he heard a shout. "Help! Help!" Esmeralda cried. Gringoire ran to help. He saw 3 people standing near a street lamp. 2 men were holding Esmeralda. She was trying to fight them off by herself. One of the men turned around. It was Quasimodo! The hunchback knocked Gringoire to the ground. Then Quasimodo picked up Esmeralda and started away. The other man ran off in the dark. Gringoire never got a good look at him. But the other man was Father Frollo, the man who took care of the hunchback. He was Quasimodo's only friend and teacher. Quasimodo had run off with Esmeralda because his teacher had told him to. As Quasimodo ran with the girl, 3 men rode up on horses. "Stop!" shouted one of the men to Quasimodo. The man was Captain Phoebus. "Put her down!" he said. Quasimodo let the girl go. Captain Phoebus lifted Esmeralda onto his horse. Then he turned to his men. "Lock up this beast!" he told them. The men with the captain tied up the hunchback. As Captain Phoebus rode Esmeralda home, she thanked the captain for saving her life. She smiled at him. She was happy to have been saved by such a handsome man. "What is your name, sir?" asked Esmeralda. "My name is Captain Phoebus de Châteaupers," he answered, "but you many call me Phoebus." "Thank you for saving me, Phoebus," she said once again, jumping down from his horse. "I hope I can do something for you one day." Then Esmeralda walked away and headed for home. Phoebus and his men left too. Gringoire was now all alone in the dark. He did not know where he was. He did not know where to go. As he walked, he came upon the Court of Miracles. This was a place where the poor people lived. The people who lived here were very strange. They lived by their own rules. They had set up their own government. As Gringoire walked through the Court of Miracles, a group of children laughed at him. They threw hay at him and set the hay on fire. Gringoire rolled on the ground and put out the fire before it could burn him. When he got to his feet, the children ran away. As he looked for a way out of this place, he was met by other people. They told Gringoire to hand over all his money. When Gringoire told them he didn't have any, they said they would hang him. "What a terrible night," said Gringoire. "First I get lost, then I get knocked to the ground. Your children try to burn me, and now you people want to hang me." All the men laughed at Gringoire, but one man did not laugh. He talked as though he were in charge. "We have a rule here in the Court of Miracles. If a woman will step up and say she will marry you, you will not be hanged." Gringoire's face went white. "Get married?" he said with surprise. "Well, you might as well hang me. I don't believe I will be getting married this day." Just then, Esmeralda herself stepped out from behind the others. "Don't hang that man!" she cried. "I will marry him." And so the people were called together, and Gringoire and Esmeralda were married. Esmeralda took Gringoire back to her warm apartment. She gave him some fruit and some bread to eat. Gringoire ate until he was full. Then, looking at his lovely wife, he spoke. "I thought this was to be my last day alive. I surely thought I was going to hang. But now, look at me. I'm a married man, and I have a beautiful wife who loves me. Esmeralda reached into the pocket of her dress. She pulled out the knife she always carried with her. She pointed the knife at Gringoire. We may be married, she began, but you had better stay away from me. I'm not in love with you, Gringoire. I only married you to save your life, so don't go getting any ideas. Just watch yourself and stay away from me. Gringoire looked at the knife. He looked around Esmeralda's lovely apartment. He looked at the bread and fruit on the table. This is a good place to stay, he thought to himself. Then, looking back at Esmeralda, he said, I will do as you wish, young lady. I will do anything you ask of me. End of Chapter 3.